All righty.
All right.
Well, welcome to our demonstration today. This is Summit Consulting. My name is Nancy Windham. I am here with my team, Jessica, John, and Aya, and we are going to do a quick overview of the project so far and a summary of work we've done to date. We're going to demonstrate the new processes and a dashboard, and then we're going to follow that up with a project timeline, next steps, and then some challenges. Summit Consulting was retained by Salesforce TDX to update their current Salesforce system to include a dashboard, integrated document generation, and a new approval process, so everybody that was included in a timely manner. And then also to do some planning for future TDX. All of this, we did several user interviews, and we came up with some pain points that we're going to address specifically in this sprint. Other stuff came up, but these are the things that we're going to focus on today. And those are summarized by a lack of visibility in seeing key metrics. Proposals and contracts are in another system, so we wanted to bring that into Salesforce itself so you don't have to switch different systems. And also getting that approval process in order. We'll be sending everybody a copy of the presentation, so they'll be able to go through the next few slides on their own time if they have any questions, but it's really just a summary of what we've already spoken about together. Those are the user stories that we developed from our pain points. Our current process map that we took from everything that we got from you from the user stories, and how we identified pain points there and created a future process map that addressed those pain points. We then created, of course, a wireframe so you could see what it would look like. And we did our user acceptance testing. I'm just going to show you a quick example of that, where you have your user story. We took that, we created a expected result, I can speak, and went through a list of steps that you would have to do in order to make sure that all of those things were happening. We're going to go back here to our presentation, and now we're going to go into our demonstration. So what we really wanted to have happen when Veronica logs in, the first thing that she is going to see is her dashboard. And in her dashboard, she wanted to know several things. One of those was how many days were remaining until her sales deadline, how many sponsorships were remaining by tier, and where her sales reps were by opportunity stages, all of her opportunities by stages, and all of the opportunities by tier. So this is a really good, quick overview of everything going on. The other thing that she can see is her items to approve in this section. If she has anything going on today, she'd be able to see her calendar and any tasks that are also due today as well. And she can change that view to see all tasks. Also, she'll be able to see any current records or recent records and any key deals. There's a couple of things that we wanted to address here, because the Event Manager dashboard, Salesforce does not necessarily auto refresh a lot. You can set it to refresh, or you can do it manually. And then there's another option which we provide a link to in the presentation, which is a Chrome extension that will auto refresh for you. So when you're looking at the data, you'll know it is up to date. So that addresses our dashboard. The next thing that we want to address is taking two of those pain points and kind of combining them in this demonstration. And in order to do that, we're going to go to our opportunities, and we are going to take a look at Pyramid Tech. And this is a platinum opportunity. When a sales rep is working on their opportunity, one of the things that we wanted to do was to create documents inside the system. So when the sales rep is on their proposal and they're getting ready to send it out, the way that they can do that in the system is to go over to this down arrow and go to SDocs. So SDocs is an integrated system that will create documents for you. You can create templates that will pull information from your opportunities or any other object that you have in your system and create a document for you and also personalize it. In this case, we're going to select our platinum tier proposal, and you can see that the document is selected here, and then you just follow through to the next step. And we're going to give it just a second to generate that document. And from this step, we're going to be able to, you can do two things, or three things really. You can take a look at the document, it'll bring it up, and you'll be able to see that it highlights Pyramid Tech and the information and who it's from in this case. So we want to go ahead and send this document out. So we're going to click on the email, and we're going to choose our contact. In this case, we're going to email Pat. We're going to put in a quick subject, Platinum Tier Sponsorship, and a real quick note to Pat. And we'll just say, hey, Pat, it was nice to talk to you today. And we'll send that off. You can say as much or as little as you like. It really depends on your salesperson. So now that that's sent out, you can now see over here that we have stocks, and you can view those, and you can see all of your versioning will be in here as well. So now that they said, yes, we want to move forward, we go to our next stage, which is negotiation. And at this point, we want to bring Veronica into this process as it is a platinum tier sponsor. And we're going to submit this for approval. And again, we're just going to bring up a quick note, and we're going to say, hey, Veronica, Pat is ready to go. And we're going to submit that. So on Veronica's side, now why it would do that, I changed a couple of things. So let me go into a different one here. Trying to get another one ready. Let's see, that's not it either. Oh no. There we go. Please see for approval. We're going to submit that. There we go. This is what happens when I change things right before we get started. And what's going to happen is Veronica is going to get an email, and it's going to show up in her inbox, and it's going to say, great news, American Consultants Corp would like to be a platinum tier sponsor. So Veronica can go a couple of places. She can go to approval requests, and it'll show all of the approvals that she has available that are awaiting her approval, or she can go from her home tab here. Once those items are approved, or she goes to them to approve them, it'll bring up a summary, and she can approve or reject. And it now goes back to the salesperson who can then process it and send it to legal. So by going over these things, we've addressed the three pain points that we wanted to focus on this sprint, which was a dashboard that had all the KPIs, integrated documents, and an approval process in place. So the remaining project timeline, what we want to do today, of course, we're doing our demonstration. Next week, we're going to be working on final approvals and UAT completion for your team. Hopefully that all goes well. And currently the plan is to go live over the weekend, March 24th through the 26th. And coming back on Monday and Tuesday, we'll do live training sessions with your team. And after TDX, we'll meet up again in April to do project planning for next year. So some of the challenges that we had with our presentation was finding a free DocGen and e-signature solution. I've worked with DocuSign a lot, and so I'm very familiar with it, and I wanted to integrate that. We got it integrated, figured that out, and then realized that you have to have a paid subscription to get any of it to work. So we scrapped that and went to SDocs, which will do the document generation, but not the signature without a paid subscription. So that's why we stopped where we did. Our second challenge was that we had an international team. So we have Aya, who is in Dubai, which is 12 hours different from the rest of us in the Pacific time zone. And our third challenge, which we addressed in the demonstration, was the auto refresh on the dashboard. So it could be scheduled once a day or it can be scheduled manually. And we found that Chrome extension that updates up to every 90 seconds. So we went ahead and installed that so that would update for us. And that is our presentation. So thank you for your time.
Nice.
Wow, everybody. Give some give some love to the team. Sorry, I just saw the comment about it says Mallory, what, bouncing ball? And I was like, yeah, I'm on an exercise ball. Sorry. So I have a lot of really great things to say about this presentation. You all should be very, very proud of it. I feel like the first demo you did was very much from the perspective of like the user and, you know, she's going to look at this or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. The second one was a little less in that vein. And when I do a demo, I like to say, I actually like to give myself a name. I'm like, I'm Veronica, the, you know, position, and I am looking at this so I can see my, and use those kind of like possessive pronouns. Not everybody likes to do that though. The second one you were a little less sure on, and you had a demo gremlin in your org. Yay! So that's just a rite of passage, and that's okay. And you know, great job keeping your cool there. Okay, so it's going to happen to everyone, unless the demo is just super duper pre-recorded. You're gonna have a time where that comes up. So really great job keeping your cool there. You fit a lot into a very small amount of time, and I loved that. You referenced the pain points that you addressed in the demo, which is very appropriate. Sometimes in presentations, we like to actually reference like here's the list of user stories we referenced, and maybe you don't read them all out, but you just show them in a slide so they can see, hey, this demo took care of 16 user stories or something like that. And like you said in the beginning of the presentation, all of the, you know, a document of this presentation, or maybe you can even say the recording of this presentation, will be distributed after we give it. And that's so good because everyone's going to ask you that while you're presenting. They're going to be like, wait, I missed that one. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to send this to you afterwards. So addressing that up front is really good. What else did I have on here? Oh, I like that you offered options for the refresh. Okay. Sometimes I feel like we don't see that a ton in this, in Clicked, saying, okay, we could do this or we could do that. And sometimes you will do that in demos. You'll say, I'm going to demo it this way and demo it this way because maybe there is a cost difference between the two solutions. Maybe there are other differences between the two solutions, and the client needs to be like the ultimate decision maker there. So really good job. I just thought that was a really great way of showing, you know, something that could happen in a real life situation where you're giving that option. So, okay. Well, thank you all so much. I know we got to move on to the next people.
Thank you.
Nice job, Nancy and team. Alrighty, Kyle, you are up.
Could you bring up
And
Swapna
Kyle?
Surya as well?
Oh, go ahead. Swapna and Surya?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.